Hello YouTube, it's me, Captain Emo. Welcome back. As you can see, I'm uploading something different today. We are going to do some Forgotten Realms D&D Baldur's Gate classic RPG adventure. I'm actually going to start this series as a request of a friend off Twitter named Michael Mordor. You can find his Twitter link below in the video. Stop by, say hi, and if you like the video, let him know thanks for suggesting it. Alright, so start this off. I'm going to go through the basics of generating a character, but I'm not going to fully generate a character on here because to really get a good character, good dice rolls, you have to spend a lot of time rolling the dice. You'll see what I mean. So for my recommendation, gender doesn't matter, portrait obviously doesn't matter, just pick what you will enjoy playing. I recommend though for race and class a dwarf, because they can take advantage of a higher constitution score, allowing them to net some extra hit points. Then I also like to multi-class as a fighter cleric. Takes longer to level up, but as long as you make sure to take advantage of some experience, I don't want to say glitches in the game, but points of time when you can generate extra experience, you can make up for the multi-class and making sure to still hit the level cap before the end of the game. And this will allow you to have more survivability because most likely you'll now have 2 clerics in your group, which is very beneficial. Now this is what I was talking about here when I said rolling the dice. You can go through, subtract your points, and redistribute them. And the main thing is you really want to get the highest number you can. The character I'm going to be showing you that I pre-rolled up before this video, I had I think 50 some points here. The highest I think I've ever gotten was like 56 or 58. And some of the main things you are looking for, especially being a dwarven fighter cleric, is going to be the best number here. Now the problem with this is the 1834 is not very good, and even if I try taking point out and putting it back in, I'm always going to have that 1834 on this roll, so I'm going to have to re-roll that no matter what. So unless you're willing to stick with low strength, even if you had 56 points, I would tell you to re-roll it, because to me that strength, no, see, this is very good, makes a huge difference in the game's long run. You can push to 19 Constitution, get your Wisdom up for your spells, and then have enough to balance this out so you're not taking penalties anywhere. So that's what I would recommend, but as you see, it can be very time consuming. So I'm going to go and bring in a character that I rolled up earlier today, and I also had gone through and did some, well, what I was just talking about a little bit ago, some early game shenanigans. I say that because there's ways you can make sure you can get some starting gear and starting experience without having to invest a lot of time.
Nestled atop the cliffs that rise from the Sword Coast, the citadel of Candlekeep houses the finest and most comprehensive collection of writings on the face of Faerun. It is an imposing fortress, kept in strict isolation from the intrigues that occasionally plague the rest of the Forgotten Realms. It is secluded, highly regimented, and it is home. Within these hallowed halls of knowledge, your story begins. You have spent most of your 20 years of life within this keep's austere walls, under the tutelage of the sage Gorion. Acting as your father, he has raised you on 1,000 tales of heroes and monsters, lovers and infidels, battles and tragedies. However, one story was always left untold, that of your true heritage. You have been told that you are an orphan, but your past is largely unknown. Lately, Gorion has been growing distant from you. as if some grave matter weighs heavily on his heart. You have asked about his concerns as gently as possible, but your queries have been in vain. Your sole comfort is the knowledge that he is a wise man, and you know he will tell you when the time is right. Nonetheless, his silence is troubling, and you cannot help but feel that something is terribly wrong. Today, Gorion has appeared more agitated than ever, and now he has uncharacteristically interrupted your chores in the middle of the day, imparting hurried instructions for you to equip yourself for travel. He has handed you what gold he can spare, but given no clue as to why. Nevertheless, you now stand before the Candlekeep Inn, ready to purchase what you need for an unplanned and unexpected journey.
Alright, sorry about that. I wanted to make sure you guys could hear the story. But essentially, I went through, and by going through this beginning section, going to the first town, and then exporting your character to a saved slot, and then starting over, I was able to quickly gain some early level experience and get some starting equipment, essentially. So once again, I kind of did that off screen, and I did want to do it with this character. Just show you the stats I was able to roll here. And the reason why I did that is because, just like a RPG, you could say that was your early game grinding. And I didn't want you guys to have to sit there and watch me restart the game, go through it, gather some stuff, and restart the game just to get some basic starting gear. But so as we heard in the story, we were supposed to get what we needed to set off on our adventure with our father. And at the same time, this is where you can pick up some early game starting quests. But first, let's get to the shop and sell this stuff.
Clean as an elven arse.
Well, hello there, young one. Come and visit your old pal. Well, don't forget the 5,000 gold piece price book entry fee as per Candlekeep custom, don't you know? Ha! Just a bit of fun with ye. My friend, the monks may be walking about with poles up their nethers, but you know you are always welcome here in my sight. Gorion did well by you. He did so. Is there anything I can do for you? Some drinks, a room to sleep, or anything to buy? So what I want to do is, you want to keep the armor. I purposely have that for Emowyn, who we'll meet later. And then you'd go through, and normal starting gold is 100 to 120. You'd want to go through, buy yourself some basic armor. And one thing I recommend you doing, especially for the cleric, is buying a sling and some bullets, because you're going to need ranged weaponry. Kind of early game consists of kiting some of the more powerful villains you're going to run into, and some arrows for Emowyn. Now that we've done this, some of the basic things you can do for, once again, early starting game money. Oh, it wasn't locked that time. And that's the interesting thing about this game too. Sometimes the drawers will be locked. Things will vary in what you will find in them. Several of those scrolls are always there, but the gold sometimes is a ring or something else. But make sure you come through, check this. Now you will, if you are in here and there is, I'll show you a little bit. There's a guy who's actually awake. And if you bash the lock in his room, he will report you, and you will be attacked. And there will be consequences. So that's something to take into consideration. This one requires an 1800 strength or a thief with lockpick to open. So unless you roll really well, or you're willing to take the time to make sure you get that high strength roll, or you start out with a thief instead of a dwarven cleric fighter like me, yeah, you'll have to tell me what's in it in a comment, because I don't know. Oh, wait. Now, one of the first quests you can get in the game, a little side quest here, is from this wizard.
It's hard to find decent folk.
Ah, yes, I'm back within the hallowed halls of Candlekeep. With the iron crisis upon us, the trip from Burgost was more hazardous than I care to relate. You're Gryan's ward, aren't you? My, you've come into your own. If you would permit an old man's jealousy of youth to say so. I left an identify scroll with, and I'm not going to attempt that name, in the inner grounds. He should be done examining it by now, so if you could fetch it for me, I would be grateful. Now this quest is kind of an important one for out of the starting quest in my opinion, because he will actually cast a protection spell on you, protection from evil, upon completing it, but it's only going to last so long. So you can use it early on to make sure that when you are going through the city, there's a house here and a house here that have assassins that are after you. You can have the protection spell to protect you from them, or you can save it to when you talk to your father and take it out to the world map. Oh, hello. Have you seen my copy of the history of Halura? Anywhere? You know, I can't stand the constant shuffling of arthritic feet up in the library, so I thought I'd get a bit of fresh air just east of here. Oh, I hate being so absent-minded. Please, if you find it, I really do need it back. Now, that book is located in a hay bale, because she was reading some hay, just over here, the east. This is where the first assassin is, and I'll go in there after I collect the book. Now, if this was your first playthrough and you weren't watching me, he gives you a clue that it was here in the hay that she was reading, and you can find her book. She'll give you some money, or technically a gem you can sell for money for it.
Hello.
Oh, goody goody, I've gone and found you first. You are the ward of Gryan, no doubt. I am. What can I do for you? Oh, our encounter shall be quite simple for you. Plainly put, I have made it my mission to end your life. Success will mean a little respect among my peers. So you see, you can do very little except die. And I doubt that's going to happen because I'm going to beat his head in with my mace instead. And there we go. Why I love the high strength roll. I actually wish I would have had a higher strength, but I spent a better part of an hour and a half rolling for the stats I did get. So I was willing just to take what I had and go. Captain Emo, you cut yourself above the brow there. What's wrong, child? Something in your eyes tells me something very wrong indeed. Oh, it's nothing. One of the cats didn't like me petting it. Alright, really. I'm alright, really. Yes, well, get what you need from the inn, then for Gryan is desperate for you to be off. And he doesn't believe us and he goes and investigates anyways. Alright, well, let's return the book. Get my starting cash, which, well, technically I cheated. I already had my starting cash. And I do recommend doing that. It doesn't impact the late game very much doing what I did to get the starting gear, but it helps you survive the early game because, I mean, level 1, you can run into an ogre. Traveling in the map, I got waylaid by 5 Orgillans in the very first map segment, and you have to run for your desperate life. So trying to make sure you have a little extra gear is very important. Oh, my book! Oh, you remind me of Gryan when you grin like that. Raising you has been hard on him, I know, but he says it's a toil of love, a toil of destiny, even. You must be a very special child indeed to draw such praise from a man of his silent nature. Here, take this little gem of mine. Maybe Winterthrope will give you a little something for it. Alright. Now, there are several other side quests we can do. And I probably will go through all of them. Originally, I was thinking about, letting you guys kind of explore this town. Now, I know that sounds really weird hearing those guys all mutter that, but if you don't know, spoiler alert, that is actually very key importance of the main story of the game, because they talk about the prophecy of our birth and being a child of Val. I'm surprised that stuffy old Grind let you away from your studies and chores. That old fiddle faddle. I snuck off too. Old Puffin Gut Withroth was looking for me, but I already put her. English is hard, but I've already got all day to do his chores. You have time for a story today? No, I can tell you don't. Well, what have you been up to? I'm afraid I cannot chat today, little one. My foster father wishes me to prepare for a journey, but will not say where. Little one, I'm not much younger than you, though you sure got tall fast. I'm a dwarf. I'm a lot older than you, and I'm really short. They need to adjust their text for species. Relatively, anyways. A journey, huh? Never get to travel. Wish I could go with you. Yet really wish I could. Yes, sirree, I really do. Alright, I get the message. I'll ask if you can go with us. But don't be silly. Brian would never let you finish the sentence, especially after what the letter said. I didn't say that. No, of course I didn't. Never saw no letter. Nope. I'll just get back to work now. You better go. Grind's waiting for you. Now, we're not going to go talk to him yet. I'm going to try to find that mage that had the identify scroll we're looking for earlier.
Greetings, young one.
Oh, and I missed him. There, I did get him. Alright, now, the funny thing is, if you are actually playing this game starting out as a wizard, you can add... Oh, I was full. Alright. There you go. You can actually start out by adding that scroll, the identify scroll, to your spell book instead of returning it, along with the other two scrolls I found in the chest. So you actually never want to take mage armor as one of your starting spells, because you'll always get it in the inn for free. So that's something to take into consideration when selecting your spells if you pick a wizard. Now, let's see. One of the other quests I'm probably not going to do just because I'm kind of full with my starting gear already, is there is a barracks right up here. And he essentially just has you go and fetch some crossbow bolts for him, and he will pay you for it. 50 gold, I think, so it's really good starting money. But here's another assassin that I was talking about. There, you're Grind's little whelp, aren't you? Yeah, you match the description. You don't look dangerous to me. That I am. Oh, that I am. Do I know you? And we get to bash him in the head. Ooh, I'm on that. There we go. Go, swing. Alright. It's because I ended up switching weapons there that I didn't want to make an attack for me. Just make sure I didn't miss anything. You know, and that's the other thing too, is there's a lot actually about this game I really don't know. I love playing it. I've been playing it since I was a kid. I heard shouts, Captain Emo. Are you right? It's better you don't ask questions, Carm. You have intruded and instructed and inspired me throughout my childhood, and your heart would break to see what has just transpired here. Okay. But, because I remember being a kid looking up guides for these, games, and these guys talking about, like, oh, there's a secret rock here with a +1 ring in it, and, like, right in the first map. Not this one, but I should say the second map. And I've never been able to find it. At least not without reading word for word their instructions and finding it once when I was a kid. And now I don't remember where it was. So if you guys do want to make sure you don't miss anything as we're playing this and you're watching, you might want to go beyond what I'm just showing to a proper guide. I'm mostly doing this for fun and hope you guys are enjoying this. And once again, another shout out to Mike. I hope you enjoy watching the playthrough of this as well. Alright, so now that we've done that, I'm just going to go ahead and grab the protection spell and go ahead and talk to our stepfather, or foster father, not stepfather, and get on to the main story. I do also have to apologize. I'm going to end up having to play a little differently than what I normally play. To get the video to record in pretty much at all in this quality, I had to fiddle with my computer settings and record this in a window mode. Well, because my monitor is so much higher than the graphic resolution of the game, my window is like this little window. So instead of being able to control the game by moving the mouse to the sides of the window, I actually have to use my keypad, my number pad, to scroll the screen. So it's going to make kiting those monsters I was talking about earlier that much harder.
Oh, my child, I am glad I had found you.
This is very unnerving, I know, but you must trust me. It's very important that you pack your possessions so that we may leave. Candlekeep immediately. Hurry, for there is no time to tarry. The keep is well protected, but not invulnerable. I'm ready to go right now. Spell already wore off.
If we ever become separated, it is imperative that you make your way to the Friendly Arm Inn. There you will meet Khalid and Jahira. They have long been my friends, and you can trust them.
Yeah, I won't be going to them. No, that's funny that they removed the spell. It used to last all the way out here. Must be the newer game.
Wait, there is something wrong. We are in an ambush.
You're perceptive, old man. You know why I'm here. Hand over your ward and no one will be hurt. If you resist, it shall be a waste of your life.
Okay.
You're a fool if you believe I would trust your benevolence. Step aside and you and your lackeys will be unhurt.
I'm sorry that you feel that way, old man.
And the fight ensues, and as you see, everything's grayed out. We don't get control of our character here. Oh. And it's over.
The dawn is especially cruel this morning. You awake with the realization that you have not been living some horrible dream. Ambushed, you saw Gorion cut down before your eyes, and even his powerful magic could not stop the onslaught. It was his wish that you flee, but that does not remove the feeling of helplessness that now overwhelms you. Hand over your ward, the armored fiend had said. He was after you and you alone, but why? If only Gorion had given some clue. But now you are alone and lost. Candlekeep is near, but you will find no quarter there. The readers pay for their serenity with rather draconian entry rules, and without Gorion's influence, their doors will remain closed. You will not last long on your own with your meager equipment. Perhaps you can get some help from the friends Gorion mentioned, the ones at the Friendly Arm.
Now, if you can't tell, they just continually re-push us back to him, back to the inn. Sorry I followed you, but I never get out of Candlekeep, and those monks are such a bore. Never any decent coin in their pockets, neither. I saw Gorion, and I'm so sorry. Kinda figured something bad might happen to you out here. How could you have known? Gorion didn't even tell me. I accidentally read a letter on his desk the other day. I can't remember exactly what it said, but he might still have it. It might be on his body. Anyways. I'm not going to let you wander around out here alone. Never let a friend down, no sir. Stick with you until you say otherwise, I will. Alright, she joins us. This is what the armor was for. Pass her the extra arrows as well. And this, like I said, is just to make sure that we can deal with the creatures we're going to be running into out here. One of the first things I like to hunt for early game experience is some bears, but they're not the easiest to kill. And this is obviously where you see I was getting the potions from. But now she has one. Potion of speed, that's very handy.
What now, I wonder?
But the bears are kind of difficult. They take quite a few arrows to kill, so you end up having to kite around. Essentially, the first one to injure the bear, if it's the main character, MON, will draw, just like most games, draw aggro from them, and you end up kiting around while the bear chases one and the other one shoots it, and then after so much damage dealt, aggro can switch. Then you just repeat process. He switches to his range weapon, she runs until you can kill it. But it's like 175 experience. Now the problem is it's split 2 ways and then cut in half and split in half again for my 2 classes. That's why I said that leveling up can be difficult for a multi-class early. If you want to just be able to play it straight without the experience penalty, I recommend a paladin or a fighter. Or if you really want to just be like, hey, I'm experienced D&D player, you can go ahead and play a wizard or something like a druid. Druids are cool because they have the healing spells like the clerics, but have a lot more offensive magic as well without such good defenses. Oh my, web. Picked up a 2nd level wizard spell right off the bat. That's definitely something important and needs to be held on to. Okay, Gorion Scroll. My friend Gorion, please forgive the abruptness of which I now write, but time is short and there is much to be done. What we have long feared may soon come to pass, though not in the manner foretold, and certainly not in the proper time frame. As we both know, forecasting these events have proven increasingly difficult, leaving little opinion other than the leap of faith. We have done what we can for those in thy care, but time nears when we must step back and let matters take their course. They will. We have perhaps been a touch too sheltering to this point. Despite my desire to remain neutral in this matter, I could not, in good conscience, let these events proceed without some measure of warning. The other side will move very soon, and I urge thee to leave the Candlekeep this very night, if possible. The darkness may seem equally threatening, but a moving target is much harder to hit, regardless of how sparse the cover. A fighting chance is all I can ask for at this point. Should anything go awry, do not hesitate to seek aid from the travelers along the way. I do not need to remind thee that it is a dangerous land, even without our current concerns. A party is strong than an individual in all respects. Should additional assistance be required, I understand that Jahira and Khalid are currently at the Friendly Inn. They know little of what has passed, but they are ever thy friends and will no doubt help however they can. Luck be with us all. I'm getting too old for this E. And for those Dungeon Dragons enthusiasts, we all know E is sign for Elemaster. But yes, web's definitely important. Second level spell. Because when you do level up, you will get to pick some spells. But being able to find spells in these games are extremely important. And one of the things I greatly like about these games. Alright, so now that we've done that, check this, get a ring. Alright, now normally you actually find the first bear right over here. And on the very second map, once you cross this way, okay, show world map, yeah. Right here's the next point we go to, then we have 2 towns to pick from. There's an ogre here that is quite difficult and powerful. But once again, if you kited properly, which is going to be difficult with my current keypad, but if kited properly, it can be a ton of experience. Alright, now auto pause kicked in. We can see who the bear targets. Haven't said yet. Okay, he's going to attack Imoen. So now I'm going to actually take Imoen and I'm going to march her down and away from the main character, drawing the bear in a long path. Okay, it looks like he's switched targets already. So once again, down and away. And once he gets here, I should be able to, tag, and turn around. Now, I'm not going to go down and away this time, because I don't want them to get too far apart. Plus, I would also be entering an area I haven't explored and could accidentally activate another enemy. Alright, there's a morale break. We should easily be able to put him down now. There we go. And essentially, this is basic tactics for early game. This is what you're going to be doing for most of it. Now, what I'm going to do is probably clear this map out, because we're already at 31 minutes. And this will be our first episode. Then I'll pick up tomorrow with entering the next section of the map and leading you to the first town I would recommend, and how to proceed, in my book, how to proceed the start of the game. And that is going to be one thing that's going to be a little tricky about this Let's Play as well, is actually just the fact that, run time. How long it's going to take to explore each map. And be able to go through each section, making sure that we get the experience. Later on, making sure that you don't miss any of the bandits. Oh, and there we go. Our first little, and that's the creature that I actually don't ever remember from my days of playing First Edition. My father remembered it, and I know I could probably go and get my monster manual and look it up, but it's never one I ever remember fighting. Yet they're quite common in this first couple maps. I remember growing up and I was always kobolds and goblins, and they have these creatures and another one that starts with an X that I never remembered dealing with as a child. But it's also been, I haven't played First Edition probably since 1995. No, I don't know, whenever 3rd edition came out. Because I have the books for 2nd edition, but we always kind of did a 1st edition, 2nd edition mix, where you mostly played as 1st edition, yet pulling things or certain resources or aspects from 2nd edition. Sure, let's talk to the NPC. Sorry, chum, but I can't stop to chat. There's been another caravan raided northeast of Burgos, and I must report these dire straits to the Grand Dukes. A messenger's work is never done. Oh, they actually showed him disappearing, too. I was going to laugh if he just continued to stand there. Yeah, it's been a long time since I've played this game, and I've been doing this starting run. I had noticed a few things had changed since the original release of the game, so I find that kind of interesting that there's going to be new things to pick up. Now these two are the first set of adventures you can pick up as party members, but the problem is that's just more people to divide experience points amongst early game. So I actually don't take them, but I will add them to the party just long enough to take off their starting gear, and then tell them to leave.
Montalon, you are so aggravating! She's disturbing to my demeanor!
A child wandering the wilderness? Suddenly, you must be none too bright to be traveling these roads. Ah, ye look a bit scruffed, too. A fine pair of troubles, you... troublers, you... all, you all. Like I said, English is hard. Indeed, I can offer you healing potions if you wish as a token of goodwill. I am grateful for your assistance. Nothing to fear. These simple potions, from these simple potions, I will not even hold you in debt, though your conscience knows otherwise. Wow. Can't read today. Just like all good people, party has gained an item. Perhaps as payment you go with us to Narshkal. It is a troubled area, and we mean to investigate some disturbing rumors surrounding the local mine. Some acquaintances are very concerned about the iron shortage, specifically where to lay blame in the matter. You would be useful, though I'll not hold you to it. We are to meet the mayor of the town, a man named Gaskill, I believe. Your conscience be your guide. There's little else for me to do. I might as well go with you. Alright, now the main reason why I don't keep these guys is, if I remember correctly, neutral evil, chaotic evil. So you take their things, and doesn't make me much better, I know, but thankfully the game doesn't realize I'm being thievery. Let's max that. Drop per second speed potion. There we go. Then come reform party and kick them both out.
Something troubling you?
Alright, and now the interesting thing is they'll actually stay here. So if you ever change your mind and you want them in your party, you could come back and pick them up. Part of the humor of sometimes playing with them is how they react as you go through and play the game. That's someone trying to talk to me. Here he comes. Well, a busy day for me indeed. Strange noises throughout the night, and now a plethora of people strolling about the wood. You don't look a touch more You do look a touch more hospitable than the last two I met, though. Well met, stranger. I am called Kolosht. Let's see. Essentially, he's just going to point out the two above us. And I'm going to say, saw people in the woods. He's going to mention the two guys we just talked to, and I say thank you for the time, and be on the way. Oh gosh. I'm trying to think how much time it's actually going to take me to clear this. We're at 38 minutes. I might just have to do hour-long videos. I don't know. So I don't mind. I guess this depends on how well you guys mind. Where is he? There he is. Oh really? You guys missed? Come on, put him down. There we go. Still playing the combat music. Ooh, a wolf. Now this once again is someone, they're very difficult to kite because their actual movement speed is really fast. So I'm going to actually have to try and stand and fight him. Let's pull her back a little bit. Oh, come on, attack. There we go. Sad thing is in my opinion, they're just as hard as the bear. They don't quite hit as hard, but there's a good chance I'm going to end up using a healing spell here as well. Oh, I lucked out you didn't hit me. Well, I do have a lower armor class this time. But yeah, so not as much experience points, but just as hard to deal with. And something you have to be prepared for when clearing this map. Now, and that's one of the things I actually noticed that's changed in the old game. There was like 3 or 4 wolves down here in this corner. And when I went looking for them purposely just to try to get the experience off them earlier, there wasn't any. I've only found, every time I've gone through and was checking this part out, I've only found 1 wolf at a time. Now you can always actually camp on the map and sleep, just to purposely try to generate random encounters while you rest. I missed that whole section. Well, let's just come down this way. There is a guy on the ridge over here. But now I have sometimes seen more bears, so there is a chance to try to get another bear or 2 killed in this first map. But yes, I definitely do recommend that for going through, getting things like the bear and stuff, and then restarting, collecting the potions just for early game experience.
Nice to make the acquaintance of such a cultured personage.
Hello, well, I was about to tell you not to come any closer, but that never seems to work, does it? Well, regardless, I should remain true to the genre. Don't come any closer or I'll jump. Yeah, you heard me. And I'll do it too, so don't come any closer again. And don't try to stop me. I actually don't remember what I should say. I guess we'll just guess here. Okay. Not by the gods, such a thing. Chaotic good, so I'm just gonna say okay. Okay? You aren't gonna do anything? Wow. You must have incredible faith in my will to live. No one's ever shown so much trust in me. Not ever. Momsy. Not even Momsy. Thank you so much for your quite faith. I choose to live. I choose to live. Oh no, I have to get home before Momsy finds the note. She has no stomach for such things. I'll have Jeeves double her usual cocktails and tell her of my new resolve. Thank you so much. Tra-la, life is grand once again. Oh, I forgot all about that guy. That's hilarious. Oh, and look, there's that other bear I was talking about. Now the funny thing is too, is if you get too close to a bear without realizing they're there, they will automatically attack you for encroaching on their territory. So they are a neutral monster most of the time. You can accidentally engage hostility if you didn't want to.
Time for a bit of the rough and tumble. I've done had enough of this.
What now? Of course.
Yep, I'm gone.
There we go. Oh no, there's a wolf attacking me. I accidentally triggered another monster.
Where to now? Done and done.
Okay. Oh, I was just about to say, why isn't he attacking? I have plenty of heal potions. We'll use one of these. There we go. Kite, 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 I say! See, he's still... Oh, I thought he was switching targets there. The wolf says it's attacking Emmeline, but it's clearly attacking me. Come on. Come on. Hit. Come on. There we go. And look at that. Thanks to my pre-experience, we're able to get a level up. Now normally that won't happen. You will not get a level up clearing this first map or the second map or most likely the third. So like I said, I highly recommend the pre-experience just to help out. Now, let's see. I'm leveling up as a cleric, which is 6 hit dice plus... Let's see, where's my... plus 5. So I should get 11 hit points. Now you do need to save your game when you level up, because it does not automatically give you max hit points for your level.
Where to now?
So you always want to save before you level up and make sure you get your max hit points. Now see there, I got 3 hit points. And there's no way I'm accepting that. Nope. This could become tedious once again. So and I just saved it. Oh no. Where's the autosave at? Okay, well I guess that will be the video for today, guys. Yeah. As I'm going to have to redo all this and get us back here. Alright, well I hope you guys enjoy that. Kind of laugh at my mistake I just made there. And I'll see you guys next time.